From Careco TV, one of the longest-running outdoor programs on television today. Exploring the country and the coast in search of adventure. From the mountains of the Great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, this is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. Welcome to this week's show. From the Running V Ranch in Deep South Texas, we're in the field with Cabela's Mark Nelson and Wade Middleton.
Well, we're at the Running V Ranch near Cuero, Texas. This is my first time on this particular ranch, and actually my first time in this part of Texas. We're southeast of San Antonio, and for me, kind of neat to be in this rolling hill country. A lot of creek bottoms, a lot of live oaks, a lot of mesquite, a lot of rolling terrain. So it's a really interesting part of Texas, and really a cool place to be. We hadn't been sitting very long when the first deer that comes out is a deer coming from the left, just out cruising. And of course it's a buck, and of course it's a monster buck. One of the biggest whitetails I've ever seen in my life. Actually a younger deer, probably a 4-year-old deer, probably 170, 180 inch class buck comes out, and of course my jaw drops, but it's a young deer. It's not a deer that we're here to hunt. But still, what a privilege to see an animal like that, and that's the first deer that came out on my first hunt down here on this ranch.
Now, as the sun sets on their first hunt, Mark and Wade make plans for the morning. They'll return back to this field before sunup to try it again from the Running V Ranch.
Amazing first afternoon, evening hunt here in Texas. What a great first set. Very cool. Got to see probably the biggest whitetail buck I've ever seen in my life, for more than a fleeting glimpse ever. Probably more than an hour of a just big breeding age buck come out. One of those off-limits bucks, just based on the fact of his age and his size, but monster buck, 170 class buck. And then real late, right at the end of light, another really cool looking deer came out that was pretty narrow, but looked like it had amazing mass. And again, it was a young deer. So you can just see the genetics on this ranch are pretty incredible. So didn't see the right buck tonight, but it was one heck of a great first afternoon, and I'm pretty excited for the morning hunt.
Coming up, Cabela's Mark Nelson gets his chance at a big Texas whitetail. Cabela's Deer Nation. If you live and breathe for big whitetails, then this webcast is for you. Watch hunts from some of the country's premier destinations. You can catch it online only at Cabela's.com. We'll be right back with more from our hunt on Americana Outdoors.
Get lost in the hunt, not the wilderness. Hunt with Garmin.
It's for those who get up early on weekends, and those who'd rather rough it than take it easy. It's for those who know it's not just a sport, but a way of life. The new Food Saver Game Saver vacuum sealing system keeps food fresh up to 5 times longer with a rugged design and 12-volt adapter cord for easy use in the field, ensuring your game and fish is fresh when you need it. The Food Saver Game Saver vacuum sealing system. Fielded fresh, sealed fresh.
My passion is rim fires. which is why I hold the spot-on advantage. And there are a million more like me, using spot on to build confidence when shooting farther with more precision than ever before. The next generation of shooting accuracy has arrived. Join us.
This portion of Americana Outdoors is presented to you by Garmin. Follow the leader. By Cabela's. It's in your nature. And by Yamaha ATV. Real world tough. Welcome back to our whitetail hunt from the Running V Ranch. We'll rejoin Cabela's Mark Nelson in the field.
Well, as the sun came up, it was obvious we'd chosen the right location. The deer were relaxed. They'd been out feeding all night. A lot of chasing going on, a lot of heads popping up, and then little bucks would run in this way, or a little bigger buck would run a couple of does this way. And of course, the field started filling up with those monster deer again. We saw that big deer from the night before. I think we saw the other buck from the night before, but there were several bucks out now, so I was really concentrating on glassing and glassing and glassing in front of me this way, trying to pick out, is that a deer that we can target? Is that a deer we can target? And this went on for quite a while as the sun was coming up, light was getting better, really trying to look at those deer. Could see a couple of really big deer that we knew were young, weren't deer that we were going to target, when suddenly Wade whispers to me from behind, "Don't move, don't move." And I can tell in my peripheral vision that he's looking off this direction behind us.
With the whole crew set up overlooking the food plot, a big whitetail has snuck in from behind. Both Mark and the camera are out of position. It's going to take some maneuvering to get everybody in place.
Finally, I got to see the buck. A big, old, mature 5x5 had come in the field off to our left and now suddenly was behind us. So we just rolled and crawled and kind of got in position and kind of got on my knees, got on the shooting sticks, and I looked straight down the field and I see him for the first time, like, wow, what a buck. Stretch of a shot.
That's a great shot, dude, I'm telling you. That deer, all these other bucks are over here working on those acorn trees, and that deer there, I mean, he must have come across the field the whole way on us. We're so low on the ground here.
Well, and I can't believe he didn't get our wind. That's what to me was amazing, because
That's
our
what
wind
I
is
reckon.
doing this. He might have just kind of skirted us and missed it. Probably get in trouble at home. Being a Nebraskan, to say that I just gush about Texas every time I come down here and hunt, but I do. I just gush about Texas. There is so much diversity in Texas and so many different things to see and do when it comes to hunting, and the vast amount of wildlife that you get to experience when you come down here, that every whitetail hunter needs to spend time in Texas. It will make you a better hunter at home to hunt down here, because you get to see 10 times the amount of deer. Because there's just so many deer down here. There's so many animals down here. So that means you're getting to see more interaction, doe interaction, doe-fawn interactions, buck-to-buck interactions, buck-doe interactions. You get to see all that, and all of that's knowledge. You know, those are all just learning things. And the more you hunt down here, the more I can take home. Wow. Look at that, Mark.
Congratulations, sir.
Back here. Thank you, man. Was all you, oh, look at this buck. Are you kidding me?
God, old timer. Holy cow. Look at that guy.
Look at this buck. Are you kidding me? Look at the blading. Deer's got age, mass. Look at this buck. Dark rack.
I love those chocolate antlers.
Wow.
You
Gray,
crazy.
look how gray this deer
Look
is.
at the sides of the neck on this thing. Wow, he's been fighting.
Oh, he's been fighting.
Look at the
Look at the
scars.
scarring.
Wow.
Why wouldn't he be fighting?
He
That's
has
a pretty
been
impressive
raw.
set of headgear. You could, yeah, he's raw back here.
Back here. Look
He's
at
been
the
in
scars
some-
on this size too.
Yeah, you can
Holy
see
cow.
all the hairs missing back here. They've been head down going at it, haven't they?
What a buck.
Oh, what a buck. Wow.
The Running V Ranch is booking hunts. For information, give them a call at 713-304-5601. Coming up, we'll look in on collegiate bass fishing from Kentucky Lake. Visit AmericanaOutdoors.com and register to win. We've got gear from our sponsors and we're giving it all away. We're also giving away fishing trips and hunts of a lifetime. Check out AmericanaOutdoors.com for all the details and deadlines. Now, when it comes to wildlife management products and services related to raising big whitetails, you don't have to look any further than Mummies Incorporated. Located in South Texas, Mummies has been the leader in wildlife management products for over 20 years and know what products it takes to get the job done right. We're the largest independent dealer of Purina's Antler Max line of deer feeds, in addition to our famous brand of Mummy's deer corn that's utilized on ranches all across South Texas. We have a wildlife specialist on staff to answer your deer management questions and help you out with your deer program. At Mummy's, you're a part of the wildlife family and not just a customer.
We try to be here for more than just some place to stop and pick up feed. We're here to answer anybody's questions and any kind of wildlife-related instances.
Before you make your next purchase of any wildlife-related items, be sure to check out our website at www.mummiesinc.com to see how we can help you out.
Julie Goloski, Smith & Wesson Consumer Program Manager and World Champion Shooter.
Joe Zanetti, Smith & Wesson Finishing Specialist and lifelong hunter.
Jim Dalton, Smith & Wesson Master Gunsmith. I shoot competitively, and so does my son.
Our people, our products, our passion. Smith & Wesson.
This is where 10 Point was born. Before there was a factory or a business plan. Rick Bednar and his dad Bill started this company with a shared focus. 10 Point remains the industry standard for quality and performance. Rick and his sons are making sure of that.
If I wouldn't shoulder it, we wouldn't build it.
10 Point crossbows. There is no substitute.
This portion of Americana Outdoors is brought to you in part by Bradley Smoker, food smoking the easy way. By Nikon Sport Optics, binoculars, scopes, and rangefinders. And by Thompson Center Arms. Welcome to Kentucky Lake, one of the stops in the Cabela's Collegiate Bass Fishing Series. This is one of the favorite events in this series, and the good folks in Paris, Tennessee are always there to support these young anglers.
The excitement of it is something that you won't see at every event. And the hospitality of this community is they're gonna have open arms.
There's two things we offer here. We offer great fishing and good people, and they'll come back. If they come once, they'll be back.
Kentucky Lake is a 160,000-acre reservoir on the Tennessee River and is well regarded as one of the best bass fisheries in the country. While the lake is best known for its summer pattern, where huge schools of bass congregate on deep water ledges, anglers are facing a different scenario, as fish are still fairly shallow.
Well, it's Boat US. It's open. It's a pretty nice little deal. It's no entry fee for the college anglers, so that helps out a lot on the pocket.
It's fun, man. I mean, you got two boats from each team, get 3 fish for each boat. I mean, everybody gets to help each other. It's a real cool event.
Well, this is a big fish kind of setup with only 3 fish per team, so it's really awesome. You get to see a lot of big fish wade in, and Kentucky Lake is a great lake that has a lot of big fish. So I'm really excited to see what people bring to the scales this week.
Now, one of the challenges the collegiate anglers are facing this week is a late season cold front. You can expect the fish to bite on day 1, but as the post-frontal high pressure conditions settle in on day 2, well, competitors will have to make the right adjustments in order to remain in contention.
Oh, well, that's good to know that there's still more here.
Mine was right in them, like
that's right where I flipped and caught that one.
Oh, shoot. Missed the target.
During practice, teams were reporting catching up to 50 fish a day, some averaging 3 pounds each. Today, they're still catching the numbers, but the weights are not what the anglers were hoping for.
Got it. It came off.
The problem is that the water has fallen since we've been in here, and last night has started to come back up. And we've just got to figure out exactly which piece of cover they're starting to use. They're either going to be on logs or, back in practice they were in bushes, but there was enough water there for them to be. Today it's kind of borderline. There's some bushes somewhere that's got enough water on it. We just got to bounce around and figure out which ones we need to spend the most time in.
Middle Tennessee State University's Austin Meeks and Caleb Hughes are struggling, but that doesn't seem to matter. A bad day on the water is better than, well, you know the saying.
I don't know, I just love the sport, love the fish, grew up around it. I just fell in love with it. This is actually the second tournament I've fished with Middle Tennessee, so this is kind of new to me with them. But I just love fishing. Just found a way to get involved with it at my school and just said I'll go for it.
Collegiate bass fishing is one of the fastest growing sports on campuses across the country. We encourage you to check it out and see how you can become part of the action. Visit collegiatebasschampionship.com for all the information. If you need more information, there's a long list of contacts that can help answer any questions you might have. Well, with day 1 competition in the books, let's head back to Paris Landing for highlights of the first weigh-in.
University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. These 3 fish will weigh in at 12:32, 12:32. Bethel University, Cody, Ross, and Dewey Swims. Awesome job today, guys. 3 fish, folks, 16:29. Y'all get them out right here and show them. That is awesome. What are you going to guess her at?
Over 9 for sure.
Over 9? I'm going to say well over 9. Let's see what this big bass is going to be. 10.44. Is that your personal best?
Yes, sir. That's definitely the biggest one I ever caught.
Here's a look at the top 10 leaderboard at the end of day 1. For the complete standings, please visit collegiatebasschampionship.com. Coming up, we'll look at the final day of competition from Kentucky Lake. Boat US Anglers offers peace of mind while you're on the water. Learn more at boatusangler.com. Oh, and while you're there, check out the Way to Win contingency program. It's easy money. We'll be right back with more from Americana Outdoors.
If you're growing a garden, flowers, or houseplants, kick them into high gear by spraying Plant Power.
Here at the Clinton Presidential Library, Plant Power works for us.
We would not think about growing a crop without Plant Power.
I use Plant Power on everything on our farm.
Plant Power helps me grow more food for my deer.
Plant Power works great on my ball fields.
I'll never grow a garden without Plant Power.
Plant Power works for us.
Farmers use it, and so do we. Plant Power from Delta Ag.
When's the last time you shot all these animals with the same rifle? Now you can do it for real. The Dimension bolt-action platform is the most advanced bolt-action rifle ever made. It shoots multiple calibers just by changing components and guarantees minute of angle accuracy. It's time to change the way you think about bolt-action rifles. The new Dimension bolt-action platform from Thompson Center.
Since 1996, Frog Togs outerwear have kept outdoorsmen warm and dry, even in the worst of conditions. Now, Frog Togs have expanded beyond hunting and fishing markets and revolutionized the industry with their patented fabric system. Frog Togs are extremely lightweight and portable. They pack easily in your car, boat, RV, and even on your motorcycle. Best of all, Frog Togs are 100% waterproof and windproof, and yet extremely breathable. Check us out online at frogtogs.com. Frog Togs, stop the rain.
Get lost in the hunt, not the wilderness. Hunt with Garmin.
This portion of Americana Outdoors is brought to you in part by Smith & Wesson, made in the USA since 1852. High-vis shooting systems. And by Do All Outdoors, field-tested and guide-rated gear. Welcome back to Kentucky Lake for the final day of collegiate competition.
Let's go, baby. Wolfpack.
There are 170 anglers on site for one of the favorite events on the Cabela's Collegiate Bass Fishing Series.
I like the atmospherics. It's just a lot of guys, a lot of college guys coming in for the for the sport of it. I like the community that comes in and supports collegiate anglers and appreciates us coming in and welcomes us in the community. It's just a great atmosphere, great event for us to come and fish.
These events are great for us to build our reputation up and to get sponsors to look at you. If you do good in them, it looks good on you.
It's just an absolutely great thing that the colleges are doing now, having a bass league, a bass team, if you will. All of these guys they're just not looking at it for the next 4 years. I think most of these guys are looking further on down the road. So what's going to come in the next 6 or 7 years in bass fishing? I just think it's a great thing.
We got on them pretty good. Caught 2 keepers fairly quick, and then that sun got up, a little high pressure system, and the fish shut down. Just caught our 3rd keeper probably 20 minutes ago, doing the same thing we're doing right now. We've been driving around the lake trying to find as much brush as possible, and none of it's producing like this one has for us. So I figured, I heard it's tough out there today for everybody, so we wanted to come back to where we know there's fish and hope we can get them to bite.
Now, as expected, the post-frontal conditions are having an impact on the bite, and most teams are struggling.
All week we've been catching probably 50, 60 fish a day with ease. 1/7 being the biggest, but so many 3 and 4 pounders, but with that cold front, it shut them down.
This lake has my number. I just can't get on a winning bite, much less any real big fish. You catch them here and there, but Mother Nature always rears her nasty head when I show up, it seems like. Hadn't been too bad in the past, but now it's embarrassing. People catching 100 keepers a day. I'm right here struggling to keep 3. fish. Get in that. Off in the net. Oh, I don't think she's gonna go. Better check. You got that? Did you barely touch it? Oh, it's not a total embarrassment. Still embarrassing.
After 2 days of competition, we'll head back to Paris Landing for the highlights of the final weigh-in.
All right, Oklahoma State University, they need 17-7-6 to take over the lead. Jacob and Cameron, well, they got a good sack. They put a push on it. 13.93. How'd you catch him? Flipping again. Okay, next up, University of North Alabama, Blake and Kenny. How'd you catch him today?
We caught him on chatterbait.
Caught him on a chatterbait. 3 fish, good solid average, 983, 983. Did you lose any today?
No, not today, really.
Had a good day.
Had a day.
Not as good as you wanted. All right. Kansas State University, Sam and Alex. At 16 pounds between them yesterday. How many did you get today? 4 fish today. 10 pound, 10.90 with a 2-day total of 26.90. That's not bad. How many times you been on this pond?
This is the first time.
First time. Zach Parker and Matthew Roberts.
Bethel University held the top spot coming into day
At
2.
15.55 yesterday. Another solid, good finish. 13.99. That'll up their 2-day weight for the team now. 45.41. Awesome deal. You catch them.
We caught him on a rattle trap today. It was totally different from yesterday. We had to change game plans. 360 degrees. It was crazy.
Bethel went on to add another 7 pounds to their overall weight, claiming the top 2 spots on the final leaderboard. Here's a look at the top 10 from Kentucky Lake. To learn more about the Cabela's Collegiate Bass Fishing Series, look them up online at collegiatebasschampionship.com. And for complete coverage of this event, check your TV listings for the upcoming Cabela's Collegiate Bass Fishing Series. AmericanaOutdoors.com is your online source for the outdoors. Stay on top of the latest news or catch up on your favorite episodes. You can also find Americana Outdoors on Facebook. Look us up and give us a like. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.